Our word to know this week is widow. And maybe in our story this week, you were able to figure that out. A widow is a lady whose husband has died. So she was married. Could be for 50 years, could be just for a week, but she was married and then her husband dies. And widows show up in the Bible quite a bit. I mean, it's a common theme that God brings up about widows and how God has a special place in his heart for them. In James 1:27, we're taught this: religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. So when James challenges us to live according to the way Jesus wants us to, he highlights people we need to watch out for and care for, not people who can help us back, not people who are rich and will probably get back on their feet, but people that are isolated and lonely, orphans, people that don't have parents, and widows, people that are alone and isolated and usually a little bit older. Those are people we want to focus our heart and love on. Jesus, he warned the Pharisees about preying on widows. So, and it happens. And then sadly, it happens to preachers and people and salesmen, scam artists. They love to prey on older people. And they love to prey on isolated older widows. They call them up and they make, you got to give me this. And they get people to give them their credit card number or their bank account information. And they scams them, they lie to them. It's just sad. We're called to stand up and help the widows and the orphans. Luke 20, it says, they devour widows' houses and for a show make lengthy prayers. These men will be punished most severely. He's talking about the Pharisees and Sadducees of Jesus' day, the people who claim to be representing God. And how sad it is there's still people like that today. They make a show of loving them, but God says, I'm going to punish them most severely. Again, that shows anytime we don't take care of people, that's a sin, and we're called to love the widow. So think about anybody who's lonely or isolated in your family and say, how can I show the love of Jesus that he has for me? By showing some love to that widow or to that person that's all alone. That's what's important about the word widow. God's blessings to you.